Welcome to the fourth class. You will have to skip ahead, so you can go ahead and skip ahead to when the teaching begins. Before the class starts, I have to send out the link to those online. I've seen somebody already say check in for link. Somebody's on time. Looking for the link here. There we go. Share, copy link. We're inside. Good night, everybody. Good night. So as soon as you come on, you can say good night. I'm just sharing the link to the maths people. Starts. Good night. So we have people in, ready and waiting. Everything shared. Boom. Ooh, I didn't write all this stuff. All right. Good night, Roseanne. Good night, Ezra. So as previously stated, the topics that we are doing tonight, homework review. We usually start with that. I was really swamped with work this weekend into today even. No time to breathe because it's exam season in school. I mean, exams in our school. So, and we have a whole set of deadlines to keep. So, I wasn't able to look at enough of the homework, but I will get at it. Directed numbers, short revision, quiz. Yes, so this is important because I'm not too sure how everybody doing the revision. So you're gonna do a short revision quiz. So you're gonna get done with the homework review, directed numbers, short revision quiz. Then we wanna go into some consumer arithmetic, meaning cost price, selling price, profit and loss, and also hire purchase and mortgages. Now remember, we are going from a syllabus point of view, so that way you're sure that you cover everything in this class. You cover everything down a certain line of teaching in the class according to the syllabus. So right now we are crawling into consumer arithmetic. We have finished most of number theory and computation. You'll begin to see on my channel some short videos coming up, and of these topics that we do, that'll be for the general public. But it'll help for you to watch those videos to just watch and say, yeah, I know that, I review that thing as well. So we inside. Let's see. Oh, so I just getting some private messages here. Alright, so good night everybody. So this is what we're doing for today. Homework review, directed number, short revision. For those of you all who watching it the live later, here would be like about a good spot to stop. So let's see, 3-4 minutes. So every live you skip right for. Alright, brother. You just announced that to the whole maths class. Yes, I'm talking to the camera. I'm teaching a class. Bye bye. So homework review, we're gonna take a little look at that. I didn't get to look at enough of the homework, but I will. So then we're looking at directed numbers, short revision, and everything we do before. I'll just pick some random questions and hit you all that. CP, SP, cost price, selling price, profit and loss, and then hire purchase. Now, if we finish this quickly, which I doubt, because we'll be going through, as I said, in depth, getting all the creases, cracks, everything, we'll go on to some more consumer arithmetic. So let's look at the homework review. Right, and I left out that topic in the corrections, then you get to fix back that. So from what I did see, sorry about the lightness of the screen there. Let me see if how you all seeing that. The contrast a little low. So it'll be kind of hard to make out those numbers. On the screen there, let me see if how you all seeing that. Alright, so yeah, you can make it out. So good night to Charisma, Jill, and the other 18 people online so far. So 2/5, this is not 2/5, this is just 2 to the power of 5. This is 3 to the power of 4, x to the power of 0, 10 to the power of 1, 2.5 to the power of 2. You're all making this out good, right? Let me see some y. Just press y and enter if you are making this out good. Y short for yes. Good night to Shana, Ambrosia, Sherian. So nobody really get any problem with these. You put this in your calculator, you're good to go. X to the power of 0 is maybe the trickiest one here, and that's 1. 10 to the power of 1, that's 10. So then we had some laws to use here. This was dealt pretty good as well. You know, you add up these. So this one is going to be x to the power of 7, x to the power of 1. This one is going to be y to the power of 8. Because you're subtracting when you see divide. If I simplify but didn't write the answer, is it wrong? It depends on what the question is asking for. So, like in this case, the answer would be y to the power of 8 and you get full marks. In this case here, a question like this would really come for CXC. You just need to understand the idea behind this maybe in a question. But like x to the power of 0, the best answer for you to put here is 1. So the best answer is always to simplify and then put an answer if there's an answer. There's no question here. What is the answer for, oh, this is 2 to the power of 6. Remember, when you have the power, you're multiplying, you're not adding. Let's look at the next page. At the next page, what is the answer for? Alright, so I explained this one in the solution sheet that I gave. Here you have a positive sign and here you have a multiply sign. The multiply sign comes with the rule. The addition sign comes with no rule. So this one you just work it out normal. You do 3 to the power of 4 and 3 to the power of 7 and you add it on your calculator and see what you get. In this one you actually have to, you can do the rule to start with. You could say that this is actually 3 to the power of 11 and you solve this turn out to be a kind of big number. Nobody really get any problems. So these people is kind of confused what to write here. You just write to the best of your knowledge what is happening. But I gave you all the answers that I was looking for. So positive, addition sign, multiplication sign, different operators. This one does not have the rule. This one has a different rule. So you'll get different answers. Everybody get this because this is kind of like a repeat from the homework before. This is the base, this is the coefficient, and this one here is the index. So we're going good so far. Next picture. Simplification. Now the people that I did check with the first people, and I don't think I get much problems with the people who send their homework in first. So I don't have a good idea what was the troublesome questions. Anybody have any questions regarding the homework? This one is x to the power of 8, x to the power of 3. This one is x to the power of 5. Because you add this way. This is 3 and 5 give you 8. This is 2. Sorry, this is wrong. Can you tell what I did wrong in this question? No, in the answers that I gave you, I had the correct thing. Let me just go and get my calculator. Why is you all right? What I do wrong just now? So what I did wrong just now was the x to the power of 3 multiplied by y to the power of 5. I add this with this. So I end up with x to the power of 8. But I can't do that because those are two different letters. You could only work with letters that are the same, adding two unknown variables, right? So two different variables. Well done, Danny. So these two need to add. I mean, these two need to subtract, and these two here need to subtract. So you work with them separately. So I'll have x3 minus 2, because this is a divide here, and this is a divide here. And this one will be y multiplied by y to the 5 minus 1. So x to the power of 1 multiplied by y to the power of 4. Or you can just put x by y to the power 4. That's cool as well. Simplify. So simplifying. See if you can get the answer for 2 and 3 there. Boys, I just transport Zion to his mom. Well done. So this one is x to the power of 10 and take away 2. I wonder if this is the one that I forgot. And x to the power of 8 is the final thing here. And this one is 16. You can do it like this. You can get the square root of 16. Since this 2 stands for square root. No, you can put the 2 here. You cannot put the 2 there. When you're dealing with square root, you can just leave it as it is. And then you cube it up. You can actually put this whole thing into your calculator. 16 to the power of 3 over 2. 16 to the power of 3 over 2. And I showed you all how to do that already. 16 to the power fraction 3 over 2. And your answer is going to be 64. Or this is going to be 4 cubed, which is also 64. So well done, people who got this out. Let's look at the next few questions. 27. So this is the one that I messed up when I was doing it in the when I sent the corrections. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking here. So 27, the cube root of 27. So you're looking at the cube root of 27, and then you do to the power of 4. So the cube root of 27 is actually 3. Because what number multiplies by itself 3 times to give you 27? It's 3. Or you use a calculator. These answers work out nicely, but they won't always work out nicely. And then so you have 3 to the power of 4, which is basically 3 squared by 3 squared. If you think about it, 3 squared by 3 squared is 9 by 9, which is 81. Well done. So this one is simple. Not going to talk about this one. I don't think anybody get any problems with that starting ratio question. And what is the lowest proportion? Once again, simple. You break it down. This is 2 to 3. I think the answers that I did there were sufficient. What is the length of metal ribbon? This one is easy as well. You get the 20 parts, and then you find for one part. I did the answer already in the solution. So you make me put mine wrong and had me confused. Sorry. It's happening to the best of them. Alright? And I'm the best of them. Alright. I may not be the best of them. I make mistakes too. Alright, so 100 divided by 20. 5. And you multiply the 5 by each of these and you get them. I have the solutions up, so no sense in me repeating those long questions. Let's just look at the hard question. There are 50 boys in a school of 300 students. How many girls? So what you needed to do here was subtract to get the number of girls. It would be 250. Then you have the ratio 50 of girls to boys. So they wanted girls to boys, not boys to girls. So order is importance is 250 to 50, and you break that down to suit. I think you would get 5 to 1. Right? Let's look at the last question here. What was the one that I left out by? Isaiah is 150 cm tall. If the ratio of Isaiah, LeBron, and Kevin is this, find the individual heights. Well, 150 here represents 5, because that's Isaiah. So you do your see me with that. I have that solution down. So 5 into 150, you'll find for one part, and then finding the remaining heights is quite easy after that. So anybody have any problems or questions, any homework, or we can move on to directed numbers. This was the ratio parts, ratio questions. Once you catch the hang of it, it's normally you're normally good to go. When I send the answers on Sunday, send some more questions. Oh, this person asking for more homework. Normally in a normal class, all now, so they're watching you like, what the hell is wrong with you? So you're asking for some more questions, no problem. But so what I'm doing is I'm getting someone to work along with me, because right now my workload is very heavy. So I'm getting someone to work along with me to correct and to function as a in between in terms of doing corrections and assignments and checking questions through and stuff like that. So I would be able to give more questions and even more homework, and also be able to give better feedback on the homework as well. So once I have that done, you'll start to see more questions coming through. But you can always do questions in your book. Like if you have a textbook, do questions in your textbook and you can follow up with the answers in the back. The only problem with questions in the textbook, you wouldn't see the solution with everything. You would just see like the answer. You didn't have the solution for that question, so the last one. For this question, I didn't have the solution for this one. Alright, so let me just put this one. I really didn't have the solution for this. To me, I watch this question and I feel like I do it. Alright, so 5 parts is equal to 150. So 1 part will be 150 over 5, which will be 30. Oh, I did it, but I didn't send the picture. That is what happened. Shucks. So that's what I was wondering. I leave out a question. 30 centimeters. So 30 centimeters represents 1 part. Well done, Roseanne. So if I want to find for LeBron and Kevin, LeBron would be equal to his 6 times the 30, which is 180 cm, and Kevin is going to be 7 times the 30 now, which is going to be 210 centimeters, right? So I have a little green screen, blue screen thing working there, so I can get to write on more space now. Alright, so please make the formula for the topics as a note. I'm taking a lot of notes. The formula for the topics as a note. As notes. Formula for the topic. Alright, so I gave the formula for, I gave this in the last time. Right? How we do this and the importance of finding for one and the exact step-by-step working on this. But as we introduce new topics, I'll remember to do that. No problem. Directed numbers. Let's go into directed numbers. We're going to spend maybe about 15 to 20 minutes on this. So pay attention. I'm going to totally, completely break down directed numbers. By the way, everybody know what directed numbers is? What do I mean when I say directed numbers? What topic is that in maths? This is a topic that infiltrates every single part of CSEC maths, and students never get the grip of it, and it runs into problems. So when we talk in directed numbers, what are we talking about when we say directed numbers? Anybody? Positive and negative numbers. That's 100% correct. So directed numbers talks about positive and negative numbers. Not only negative numbers, but positive and negative numbers. It looks at how numbers do their thing. So let me see if I could get let's now see how this is showing on the screen. Hang on a second, I'm just double checking how this is showing. Right, so it's showing pretty decent there. So yeah, so let's look at directed numbers. Right, so I have lines to write on, so I'm feeling a little better now. Directed numbers. Now the first thing you need to know is I'm gonna like really try and break down this topic and then simplify it with one formula to just cover everything. So 0 goes here. Now if I was doing stuff like this, if I was doing stuff like this and I'm saying I'm going up and down in by a unit, by ones, then what numbers do I put? Well, I'll be putting number 1, 2, 3, and if I go this way, it's not -3, -2, -1, as a lot of people tend to put. Right after the 0, you need to put -1 here, -2 here, and -3 here. Right? So you're counting backwards here and you're counting forwards going up there. Forward, going up there. So that is how negative numbers work. Now, directed numbers deals with positive and negative numbers, and how do we operate around them. Now, you need to know the operation for two things. You need to know the operation for multiplication, I have a line and I still writing, and division, and the operation for addition and subtraction. So you remember some rules from school? The rule I want to give you would try and cover everything. Would try and, cement down everything. So you have to know multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. How do you deal with negative numbers regarding multiplication and division, addition and subtraction? What are the rules? What are the tips you have for us? So like if I have, I'm just doing some examples here, like what I mean. If I have -10 plus -6, what rule? How do I figure this out without using my calculator? Sometimes it can be like -10x plus -6. -10x, I see the x and then write it. -6, sorry, not y, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do anything. -6x, which is the same numerical value. Here I just have an algebraic term in between. How do you work it out? Now the answer that you get here will actually be -16, so the answer here would be -16x. Now what is the formula? What is the method for working out this? So you notice this is an addition or subtraction question. Now what about if we had a multiplication question? 3 times -9. How do we work out this? The answer is negative. Now what the hell is the answer? -27. -27. If I had 3x times -9x, the answer is -27x squared, because you have the x by the x, right? How did this happen? What is the rule? What is the rule for dealing with these numbers? Alright, so the first rule I'm going to teach you all is for the multiplication and division. One rule to fit everything. Multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. Now to encourage you all, like for this first 3 months, 4 months, you mightn't have the drive as strong. Like you wouldn't be, like you might say, I watch your class, I would watch your class live, I watch your class after. You may not be feeling the as you was feeling, man, but as soon as you reach out the exam season and you start to see the exam and you're smelling the exam, I'll come back to that question, Ezra. As soon as you start to smell the exam and the adrenaline start to pump, then you'd want to be serious. But the faster you can be serious with your work and put in effort, like if the exam is tomorrow, from now, the faster you can do that, the better it will be for you. So even though you may not be feeling the drive, still keep at it. Still, remember I told you all, one of the problems with students is the math stamina. Nobody really likes math, so to sit down and watch me do maths, I try my best to make it as exciting as possible, but to sit down and watch me do maths, even me, can be problematic. So fight through. Alright, so multiplication and division. And somebody asked the question, why wasn't this 16x squared? Because this is x plus x. So like 1x plus 1x is 2x. 1 apple plus 1 apple is 2 apple. 1 orange plus 1 orange is 2 orange. But when you're multiplying, that is when they start to interfere with each other and do the x squared thing. Here we were just adding, so they don't while up. They don't while up when we're doing the adding. But when you're going into the multiplication, that is when x squared and all the magic start to happen. Alright, so multiplication and division is simple. The rule is nice and straightforward, my friend. So what is the rule, sir? Hang on, I'm coming to that. Alright, so drawing a table, and you, as soon as you see the end of the table, you'll be like, sir, I've been seeing this my whole life. So this is the table we use for multiplication and division. I don't know why I draw them lines so many times. So what really happens here is the first sign wow, that was a hard way to get. First sign, and this is the second sign. And now the result. What's going to be the resulting sign? The result. So if the first sign is positive, yes, I've been seeing this my whole life. So if the first sign is positive and the second sign is positive, the result is going to be what? If the first sign is negative and the second sign is also negative, the result is going to be what? If we have a positive and a negative, what do we get? And a negative and a positive, what do we get? Well, the result is positive for the first one. For the second one, rows and so it's going to be positive for the second one as well. For the remaining two, it's going to be negative. So what we notice from that? Anytime the signs are the same, the answer is positive. Anytime the signs are different, the answer is negative. So you can make a little note of that. So this table, if you don't know this table as yet, write it down and just embrace it in your life. Same signs are positive, different signs are negative. Now I want you to remember this because this kind of plays off in the addition and subtraction one rule as well. So the same signs are positive, you get a positive solution. If you have different signs, you get a negative solution. What does that mean, sir? Can you show us an example? Of course, I'm going to show you all examples. This talking to yourself thing. Alright, so examples 1, 3 times negative 2. See if you all can do the answer there. 4 times negative 6. Put a negative there now. Negative 3 times 5. 4. Negative 7 times negative 8. Alright, so what are those going to be equal to? 5 minus 8 over 2 and 6 negative 4 divided by 1 and 7 negative 1 divided by negative 4. So when you put in your answer, do just write the answer right question 1 bracket answer, right, or 3 dot answer like how I was doing it there. Alright, so negative 15, 24, negative 6, answer's looking good so far. So negative 6, because this is a negative, and now you're not seeing a sign here, so you know the rule says if you don't see any sign before the number, it means it's a positive number. So you should know that from ever since, right? So I don't think I need to write that down. You can write that down if you're taking notes. If you don't see a sign before the number, it means the number is positive. 2 negatives will make a negative solution. So this is going to a positive solution, sorry. Same signs, positive. So you multiply like normal, 6 by 4, 24, put back. That, now I can write positive 24, I can just leave it as is. I don't need to write positive because once you see no sign, it means positive. This is negative 15, different signs. So then it starts to get pretty easy, pretty quick. 56. Signs are same, answer must be positive. Signs are different here, so answer is negative. Waiting for some answers for 6 and 7. That's so answers straight up to 5. Let's get some answers for 6 and 7 now. In the meanwhile, I'm going to get some more questions again. Questions 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get a little more creative with the questions. Negative 4 times negative 3y. What happens there? 2 into negative 6x. What happens there? 4x times 4x. What happens there? Negative 4x times negative 4x. What happens there? So these are the new questions. You can try those in the meanwhile. Let's look at the answers for these. This one is a negative over positive. So the answer is going to be a negative, right? So 6 was negative 4, and this one is actually a quarter. A quarter, right? Because you have a negative and a negative, and this is like 1 divided by 4, 1 over 4. So you could put a quarter, you could put, some people will see 0.25. That's okay, but you know we normally stay in fractions unless otherwise specified. Answers for these one over here, Ezra is going down pretty nice today. So 12y, y positive, because they have a negative and a negative. Now notice what happened with the y here. We just had y, we didn't know other y dancing around here, so we just had a y, so we leave him line by himself. 2 by negative 6 is actually negative, so 12 again, x, negative 12x. So well done. I don't think I see any mistakes there, so you're doing pretty good. This one, well done, Danny. Notice you have an x being multiplied by x, so he's gonna square. Remember I told you they started the wildness when they like that. This 4 by the 4 here is actually going to be 16. Now there's no negatives to deal with here, so the answer will be positive. This one is the same thing except I just put 2 negatives. So since I put 2 negatives, the answer is actually going to be the same again, 16x squared. Now as you begin to do algebra, these simple things show up all the time. All the time. All over the question. You're going down the whole question, you'll be seeing these things popping up at you just little, and they just expect you to know that as a matter of fact. So that will happen. You get really good at that with practice. So we did the first half of directed numbers here. The first half of directed numbers tells us what happens to multiplication and division. How do we treat with multiplication and division? Let me just check and make sure nobody locked out of the group locked out of the live right now. I know some people get problems. Zell. But I see Zell here already, so you get through. Well done. Cool. Oh yeah, some people just type back over the whole link into the computer, which is cool. Just make sure you sign in to your Google. So y is the x squared. you press y instead of w, try to press y, and that kind of confuse me. Right, so the x squared, because we multiply x by x here in this case. So anytime you multiply a letter by a letter, it gets squared. Right, so x by x is x squared. It's just the same way we have 2 by 2 is 2 squared, which is 4. Well, x by x is x squared. Now we don't know the answer because we don't know why it's x right now. They didn't specify. So this is what happens when you use multiplication and division. Let's go into what happens when we use addition and subtraction involving. Now the addition and subtraction rule is the one where people usually get all the action, the addition and subtraction. So what I do is formulate just one rule in 2 parts, one rule. So addition and subtraction. That symbol is and. Addition and subtraction. How do we do this now, sir? Well, addition and subtraction, there's one rule that I want you to take. Let's make sure I write this in the proper way. There's a little something here that needs to happen before you do the rule, but I'll come to that after. So excited to just get to the rule. Same signs. So if the signs are the same, you add and put back sign. Very good. Same sign, we add and put back sign. Very good. Now if the signs are different, what do we do? Let's make this in a big touch here. The signs are different. New action now. Different signs. We subtract. Right. Well done, Rosa. We subtract. But when you put back the sign, we need to remember, put back the sign that was in front of the larger number. The larger number, he is the boss. So she put back the sign that was in the larger numerical number. The number by itself. Thanks. So different signs, you subtract and you have to put back the sign of larger number. So you put back the sign of the larger number here when you're done. So I just put a hashtag to mean number there. So same signs add, different signs subtract. Same signs add, different signs subtract. Where did you see that before? Same signs use the addition symbol. Different signs use the negative symbol. So in essence, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction could all come underneath this one rule you have here. Same signs add, different signs subtract. So if you're dealing with multiplication and you see same signs, it's going to be addition solution. If you're dealing with addition or subtraction and you see two same signs, you need to add and then put back the sign. Now, the putting back the sign is the problem here. There's a little extra. This is the little extra hot sauce here. Putting back the sign or putting back the sign of the larger number. You can just remember putting back the sign of the larger number all the time. It will work for both of them. Right? So you're just trying to use as little memory as possible. Now, I said there's something that I need to do here before you do the rule. The thing that I need to do before you do the rule is if two signs are next to each other, what do? We need to change them to 1. Change to 1. We need to change them to one sign. I'm going to put the word sign too just to make sure you understand what I mean. Now, all this is writing. Time to see it in terms of actual working now. Let's see how these rules come into play. Once my iPad decides to start working. Alright, good. So, questions. We'll do a little more questions on these because these are the more trickier ones. Plus 4. So what do we do here? Are the signs the same? Are they different? Do we subtract? Do we take away? Let me know. For question 1. For question 2, I'll use back the same numbers. So this, yeah, so we subtract because the signs are different. Different signs subtract. You don't need to learn, you don't need to watch whether you're seeing -3 add 4. What I'm showing you here is the one shortcut fits all method. Now, as you begin to get really good at this, You watch this in your mind and you'll be able to see negative 3 plus 4 larger number is positive. So 4 take away 3, 1. The answer is 1. Right? The answer is 1. But if you don't have it in your mind yet and you need a little rule to make sure that you're going down the right way, make sure that you have the right thing, negative 3 plus 4. Negative 3 plus 4. So one is negative, one is positive. Signs are different, so we must subtract. Now this part here is done in your mind. Now what people do sometimes is come and say this is equal to 4, take away 3. I never say to do that. If you do this, this is wrong working. This is wrong working. You might get the correct answer, but this is the wrong working. So the subtract part actually happens in your mind. The add part here actually happens in your mind. So negative 3 plus 4, signs are different. Subtract in your mind or on a side note or on the paper, but not as part of the question or on your calculator if the number is big. Get the answer. Now, if you're using a calculator, you can probably just type in the whole thing and with the negative and positive and you're good to go. But if you're in multiple choice, you can't do that. Alright, so negative 3 plus 4 is actually 4 take away 3 in my mind is 1. So I did the 4 take away 3 in my mind and I got 1. And the sign must go back from the larger number. So since it's positive, I can just leave it as 1. The signs are the same here. So I add in my mind. Once again, I don't come here and say 3 plus 4. That's not part of the working. I add it in my mind. 3 plus 4 in my mind. 3 plus 4 is 7. And I put my 7 here. Now I have to put back the sign of the larger number. I can think of it that way too, but both of them are negative anyhow. So the answer is negative 7. Alright, so let me give you a lot of questions to do. Wait. Before I do that, one more thing. If I had negative 3 take away negative 4, what is this equal to? Here we have a little problem. What's the problem we have here? We have two signs that are next to each other. You can't apply the rule properly if you have this. Now there's a rule that they give you in school, like that will help you out with this if you're dealing with subtraction and design. But I just want to give you one rule. I just want to give you like one thing to do, and you just memorize this one thing and you're good. So in order to give you that, I need to write in this little piece here. If you see two signs next to each other, it's very important that you get rid of these two signs. How do we get rid of these two signs? Well, this sign is saying negative, and when you see they're next to each other, it means multiply. Negative by negative, what do we know about that? Negative by a negative is a positive. So that's how we change the signs to 1. You use the table from the multiplication. So this is actually negative 3 plus 4, which is like the same situation like this one. So everybody who said 1 just now, good to go. You are correct. Any questions? Now this part here where you change it to one sign, you need to do this on the paper first. So you come down here, change it to one sign, and then go on with your life with the rule. Alright, so I'm going to give you 10 questions to do now. And don't write out answers one by one. Try to write them out either 5 by 5 or all 10. So wait till you have all 10 and then write them out. Negative 4 or at least 5 plus. Now sometimes they could put it in brackets like this, or sometimes they could leave it just like this. It doesn't matter. It still means that these two signs are next to each other and you need to get rid of them and change them to one sign. So just for convenience, I'll put it like that for now. 6 negative 2y plus 2y 7 3x multiplied by negative 2y 8 negative 2 divided by negative 1 9 negative 10 plus 6 10 negative 3x plus 2y minus 5x plus minus 6. Alright, so you're trying those. So why do you have positive 1 if negative? Okay, never mind. I see it now. My bad. Okay, and I will already answer your question. I tell you, I'm hungry. So why are they doing that? Food for eat. So I'm giving you all 2 minutes to just get all 10 questions. Wow, Roseanne on the ball. Mm. 9 is what? Okay. 10 is. Good job, Danny. Good night, Ola. So you did those questions on your TV screen, phone screen, tablet screen, whatever. Let me just get a little consensus. What you all using? When I say doing this, just write all what you're using. Whether you're using phone, tablet, iPad, TV, let's you can use laptop, computer, desktop, PC. Let me just see what most people are using. One phone, laptop, tablet, phone, laptop, tablet, phone. That's just 4 people. 5, laptop, desktop, phone. Mostly phones and desktops, desktop. Phone, laptop, desktop, laptop, laptop. Right, so mostly phones and computers. Right. So it shows pretty good on the phone when I watch it here on the phone. One person say TV inside here. Oh, because you can't. So if you're using a TV, texting can be a scene. And in terms of joining the chat, it's easier to join the chat on a phone or a tablet. Right. Cool. So let me get some answers down now. So I think Danny got all correct. 10 points to you. And I have most of the people who answer here are the people who send their homework in first as well, and most of you all normally do well in the homework. So as we started going to some tougher stuff, and we have some tough stuff coming up in consumer arithmetic, I'll see if I'll carry that same energy into consumer arithmetic. Right, so right now we're just erasing any little mistakes or misconceptions they may have had in the basics in maths. So this is 0. Now, remember you want to just do it like normal. You just say, signs are different, you subtract it, you subtract, put back the sign. Signs are different, you subtract, put back the sign on the larger number, -1. Signs are different, you subtract, put back the sign on the larger number, which is positive this time. Signs are the same, so we add. So you're going to end, and these are the ones that tie people up in the beginning. When you know, like, how could -8 take away 2? How could that turn out to be well done, Zell, well done. CSN, you're working on the group there. Looking good. Looking real good. So negative 10, going to play off here because you have two signs, two same signs, you have to add. This actually means like if you owe somebody $8 and then you owe them an additional $2, in all you owe them $10. You think of it like that. This one, you have a little adjustment to do first. So your adjustment is actually going to be negative 8 plus 2, which is going to be negative 6, right? Because your signs are different, so you subtract probably sign a larger number. Anybody having any problems with this? So this one is 0 because the signs are different, so you subtract. Or it could be 0y, or if you just write 0, you still get the correct answer. 0y, 0, same thing. For number 6. Number 7, we start. I just do a little bit of multiplication in the dance again just to make sure that everybody good. Negative 6xy. This one is actually negative and a negative, positive. So this is 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. This one, we need to do a little adjustment. This is going to be negative 10 take away 6, which is actually negative 16. How did I get this negative here? Positive and negative makes a negative. And this one, there's a little rearrangement to do. You can't interfere with these two because this is comparing apples and oranges, x's and y's. You can multiply x and a y like this and get xy, but to add them you can't. You're just not allowed to. This is like saying three men plus 3 women. Well, these days anything happens. They do all kind of thing these days. But let me just be real here. 2 genders, 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 2y, 3 men plus 2 women. You can't simplify that, so you can't add them. They're different things. You can't add them, right? So you need to rearrange, and this is where the bacchanal start to happen for some people again. Now notice in my rearranging, this negative sign here belongs to this 5. So when I rearranged and I brought this across here, he moved with his negative sign. He didn't come and adopt the sign from the 2, you know. This 2 moved with the sign. The sign belongs to the number. So this answer here is actually going to be negative 8x, negative 4y. I don't think anybody made that mistake. Negative 8x, negative 4y. Let me see what Zell do there. Negative 8x, negative 4y. Great. So when you move them around, keep them with the sign. Yeah, most people got all correct. So, well done. So we can move into consumer arithmetic for the next hour of the class. So let's just do some revision now. Revision quiz. So everybody do this. There's just going to be some simple questions just to make sure that you do this. Try to do this without looking at your book. No, I am not omnipresent. I'm God, so I'm not in your room right now watching you over your phone or on your TV. Zell, I'm not watching your TV right now. I'm watching you to make sure you're not cheating, but try and do this without watching back. So don't put the answer until you're ready to put all the answers. It's just going to be some simple questions. About 5 or 10 questions. What is the... So when you're finished with the questions, you can snap a picture of it and send it on the group like what Zell do there. There's going to be a lot of pictures for me to see, but I'll try and watch it fast. 93. Sorry, this is wrong. Correct. 2, 3, 2 significant figures. Pieces. Alright, so take a screenshot of that. So, I know I can do some stuff with this. How do I do this again? I think I can freeze this. Yeah, forget how to do that. So, okay, so you have 1, 2, and 3 there. Take a screenshot of that. I still have a couple more questions to put down. How do you respond on the live? You have to click on the chat. Once you're on your phone or your tablet, you should be able to do this. Click on the chat icon. If you can't respond on the live, well, simply send me a picture of what you just do on the WhatsApp group. So take a screenshot on this. I'm about to change the screen. Well done, Nikki. So this was the answers from before. Looking good, looking good. Right, so I'm switching the screen now. Yeah, make sure you're signed in, otherwise you won't be able to chat on the live. Find the individual amounts, and finally, so we're doing those questions. So I'll be back in 1 minute just to switch back to this and this. Send your answers in the group. Still not getting through. Nikki. 868, that's Trinidad. So maybe able to come and actually figure it out for you wherever you are sometime, right? No answers yet. Let's get some answers. Carrie Ann, thanks for helping with the troubleshooting here. I didn't even remember to tell people they need to download the app. Like, I just took that for granted. Right, yeah, you need to download the YouTube app to actually do it, right? So I'm waiting until I see a couple answers at least. On the quiz here. It's important that you always do a little bit of revision. Right, Danny, touchdown. 1 A E. Didn't write anything for C, I guess I don't have the symbol. And you need capital letters, Danny, when you're using these symbols. So you can't put common letters. That's illegal. This one. 2, 5.5. Yeah, so looking good, looking good. 91, 3, 3. You don't have the answer for 3 part 2. 4. Somebody put the answer for 4. And I think you make a mistake with the cane. With the cane, Danny. 5, find the value of 5 is good. 5 is good. But cane looking suspicious. And the answer for part 2 and 3. Right, let's see what's going on in the group here. Still no answers yet. I'd love to see some more answers. It would be the greatest joy. 5, negative 20, B. Right, so 5 is good, Roseanne, that's good. 3A. Let's go back to 3. 1.9, 1. So that's good, that looks good there. Let me just double check that. No, that answer. No, I'm using it right now. Use mom's iPad. Yes, mom's iPad. So the answer you have for 3 not correct. So you need to check over it. Anybody else found a different answer for 3? So we have answers for all here, courtesy Danny, except 3 and 4. Well done, Lisa. That was good. So the beak, you are Sherry Ann as well. No, Carrie Ann. You are Carrie Ann here. There's another Sherry. Where are the answers, people? Where are the answers? Can't wait too long again. I only have like about 2 more minutes in this. Then I will rush it myself. We'll correct that mistake in question 3. Yeah. Well done. So question 4 is good. So we're just looking to get the answer for question 3 now. Zell, what you have for me there, boy? So we have about 1 more minute. So the first set is simple. Answer for the real, and you know you'll hear some crying and thing every now and then. I hope that doesn't bother you too much. Z, rational Q, irrational Q, prime, and real R, right? So those are your symbols. Just remember the Q has a little dash here. This one turns out to be, I think it was 11 over 2 in the end. Well done, Shanna. So that's the correct answer there for 3 part A. What's the correct answer for 3 part? Well, 3 part A and B would be the same thing. We'll get the same answer. The answer for this, I think some people may have done square root of 3 sine 30, and this is what they essentially do. Square root of 3 sine 30, which is wrong. Or square root of 2, sorry, sine 30. So they have the whole square root, and the calculator is working out So Jin G, I don't know who you are on the live. Yeah, but this is good. This is correct. Well done. So get some more answers here. It's just the question 3. Okay, Nicholas is the student. Cool. Nicholas. Looking good. This is good. Except 3 part A should be 0.71. And this one as well should be 0.71. Alright, so the answers now starting to flow. And they come in all at once now. Zip, zip, zip. Don't know which. Nah. Oh, somebody got a little mistake in this one here. Yep, excuse me. So you can just verify with the others. Really? Okay, am I the one wrong in question 2 then? I need to verify question 2. Or just could be wrong. 3. Why so many people get the same answer? 2 over 3. 2 take away 1 and a third. Yeah, so the answer for question 2 is 11 over 2. 11 over 2, so Jody. Right. The decimal ones looking good. So everybody pretty good with the ratio and what we just do. So everybody seem to have this down and this down. Didn't see any problems there. We have some problems here and we have some problems here. Now you can't have no problems here because this is going to come. For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, not for sure, but like 99% sure. Right? That this fractions thing gonna show. Alright, so let's see how we do number 3 on the calculator itself. Let me bring up my calculator then and I'll show you on the calculator itself. I'll show you where people are making the errors because I'm accustomed doing these questions and seeing people making this error. So I'll show you where people are making the errors with this. Let me just bring up my calculator here. It takes a little while to come up. I just want to do its own thing. Right, soup, zap, soup. Not this one. Not this one either. Is it this one? You all let me know when you see me calculate on the screen. I'm supposed to see it myself here too, but Windows capture. Let you scroll down. Nope. Done. Right, so you all should be seeing it on the screen there. So this question 2, this is how you'll put it in on this calculator. Remember, I think I sent the link here. There was the link to buy the calculator for everybody in Trinidad. There was the link. So I'm going to press this first to initiate a fraction. Right? So I have my numerator. It's like I'm telling the calculator, let's just get 2 and put 2 on a separate page. Let's just get 2, copy, put 2 on a separate page, away from all the mess. Peace. So we had some problems with this question here. That's what we're saying. We had some problems with him. Hey, I didn't tell Ali to come true. Alright guys, so we're doing question 2 and we're just gonna see why everybody making this mistake in question 2. And how to get the 11 over 2. No, it wouldn't be wrong if you come now and say 5.5. That's cool. That's cool. Alright, so 3. Sorry. No, 5.5. No, not 2 and 1/5. 5.5. So you mix up the settings there, Liz. Alright, so when I do this and I do this, I'm telling the calculator that this here is ready to go into there, and I'm going to tell them what to put there, and I'm going to tell them what to put here, right? You understand? So I press that, and the first thing is a number, so I can just press 3 now. 3. And add, and there's a fraction, so I'm going to press this. Bam. So there's a fraction on top there. Now 2. and I can press equal. Sorry, I can't press equal. I can press these buttons here. This goes to 3, and now I'll press this button to go down, and I'm going to press 2, take away, and this one is a mixed number, so I can't just press this button, otherwise I'll get a fraction. So the button I need to press is shift, then this button, and that'll bring me the mixed number. So that's going to be 1 and 1, 2. So this calculator is by far the easiest to write in all these fractions. And the answer is 11/2. If I want to get that breakdown, I can do this to get it to 5.5, which is 5.5. Press it again, it will go back. I can press shift and that same button, and now it breaks down into a mixed number on this calculator. A real shining today. Alright, so you see how sweet this calculator is? Does it for you, whole thing, and now you could go and do the working, and you know you have the correct answer, so you know what to work towards. So this is 3 and 2/3 divided by 2, take away 1 and a 2. So your numerator should have been, you should have broken down in your numerator to get, so this is 3, 9 plus 2. So your numerator should have broken down, this is the numerator I'm looking at here, so let me not put an equal, to 11/3. So that's your numerator. And the denominator should have broken down to, so this was a numerator going to that. Your denominator should have broken down, well first I had to change this to mix. So 2 take away 4/3, so this is 6/3, take away 4, so this is 2/3. The denominator should have broken down to 2/3. So then, hence, this is going to be 11/3 multiplied by 3/2. I inverted, right? The 3 is cancelled, so that's going to give me 11/2. You're seeing error. It would only say error if you're typing in the wrong thing. Make sure you type it in as exactly like how I type it there. So if you're still getting an error, send me a video. Just record yourself quickly doing it. A 10-hour video. Record yourself quickly doing it and send me. And after class, I'll just tell you what mistake you are doing. Right, so this is the calculator that I want you all to get. The sharp could do it as well, but it's a little bit more messy because you'll be using a symbol like this to mean fraction. Alright, we gotta move on. So we are on 18 here. We need to start up our consumer arithmetic. And the problem that people were getting with this one is you need to put square root. Sorry, let me clear off this screen. Square root of 2. And if I put sine to see, I'll get the wrong answer here. And you see what happening with the calculator there? It puts in everything underneath the square root. So I get 1. So that can be right. So what I need to do is find the square root of 2. Use this button to go across, so I know I'm not dealing with that again. I can put multiply if I want, or I don't need to. I could just write sine of 30 now. Always make sure you calculate in degrees. Remember, I told you all that. You want to see a D here, not a radians. And you press equal, and they give me the answer in third form, what they call third form or fraction form. So press this button and I will get the decimals. 0.707. When I round it off, I'll get 0.71 to 2 significant figures. When I look at the decimal places, I happen to get the same answer as well in this question. Why is in the chat if you're ready to move on? Cool. So let's take a look at, we did do a lot. We have to look at, so we did our short revision. We have to look at cost price, selling price, profit and loss. Think about this, we touched on this a little bit last week, so I'm just going to jump into some questions now. What to press to get the degree on this calculator? You need to press shift and then press mode setup, this button over here. So once again, I pressed shift, then mode setup, and the very first thing I'll see is mat IO, that is the input output, line IO, and that's the line of input output. You don't want to interfere with that. You want to interfere degrees, radians, gradients. Then I press 3 for degrees, bam, you're good to go there. Right? On this calculator. On the sharp calculator, I had to press a button called DRG, and it will switch between degree, radians, and stuff. Okay, so let's move on to cost price, selling price, and profit and loss. So let's just, you all will just be getting hit with a question here. Patterns. Repeat. What? This had to be fake roses, right? Because or the calculator anyway. This had to be fake roses, because he buy them for $10. Alright, so Pete bought a dozen roses for $10. He sells them $3 each, $3.50 each. What is his profit if he sells all roses, and B, if he sells all roses and gives the rest away? So, simple profit and loss question here. This is profit. He sells all the roses. He sells 4 roses and gives the rest away. Very, very, very simple question here to get started. Sure. So we'll get a step-by-step look in here. There is. So for all consumer arithmetic, you want to have a nice, decent structure in your working. For every single consumer arithmetic question, you want to have a nice structure in your working. So I'll just looking to see if I get any answers. Give like about 1 more minute for answers to pop. Well done, Nicholas. Nice. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know. Honestly, don't know if that's correct. It's not sounding correct. For part A, that's not sounding correct for part A. No, it's not correct for part A. $3.50 each, yeah. He sells them $3.50 each. I said each, but I didn't write each. Sorry. So he sells them for $3.50 each. He bought a dozen roses. Oh, that answer could be correct for thingy actually. He bought a dozen roses for 10 So that could be, yeah, that could be correct for percent because he bought a dozen roses for $10. He sells them $3.50 each. For $10, he sells them $3.50 each. So add on the next $3.50. Yeah. It is a profit if he sells all the roses. So I've seen 32 and 4. Alright, okay, let's just double check this. Again, answers from Jill here. 350 by 12, 42. 360 or 350? 350. Yeah. 42, take away the 10, 32. So that's brilliant. That working there is sweet. 350 times 4. 14, so the profit would be a little different for that one. Great. So Darlene, good. So everybody with the 32 running things. So the 32 is good. And the working here is that she made here, the person who just sent the picture in the group is excellent. So what is it? You always want to kind of work it out from a logical perspective. Bought a dozen roses for $10. So $10, so 12 roses, $10. Now I don't need to go and find the cost of one rose and thing in this. Although a lot of consumer arithmetic also has finding for 1 and 12. But I don't need to in this because the whole, I can work out for the whole bulk. Meaning, what is it? If he sold them for $3.50 each, I can just work out how much it is, the whole bulk. Sold at $3.50 each. So therefore 12 roses would be equal to 12 times $3.50, which according to the chat is $42. So this means the profit is going to be equal to the $42. So this is like a selling price, take away a cost price. So the profit is equal to the selling price. Now writing this not really going to affect your maths once you write a decent enough statement minus the cost price. So this was actually 42 minus 10, which is 32. And similarly, so the thing is similarly for the next one, right? The solution is there, the scale centered. So if he only sold 4 roses, the answer would be 14 and the answer would be 4. So Lisa will put 14, Danny will put 14. The answer will be 4 because remember he made the $14, but the profit will actually just be 4. Alright, so let's step into a little more. What about this question now? Oh, 150,000 dollars. If he sells it next year for 1, 2. What is his loss? What is his percentage loss? So what is his loss and what is his percentage loss? So the formula for profit, yes, selling price minus cost price. That's also the formula for loss. In a way. Good work. So the loss here is going to be equal to, now the loss is a negative value in technically, but we don't put that in our consumer arithmetic. So it's really 150 take 125 take away the 150,000, and I'll end up with negative 25,000. But you don't really consider the negative. So it's better to write the loss as cost price minus selling price. So in other words, like the opposite of this now. Cost price minus selling price. So we have the 150,000 minus the 125,000. So this is going to be 25,000. Now the second part is asking for the percentage loss. Now, what value do we use to get the percentage? Do we use the cost price or the selling price? What value? Chat. What value do we use to get the percentage loss? Are we going to use the selling price? This is the selling price because this is how much he sold it for. This is the cost price. This is how much it cost initially. So which one are we going to use? Are we going to use the selling price or are we going to use the cost price to get the percentage loss? Right. So darling has it. So we're going to use the cost price. So we are going to see the loss percentage is equal to the loss itself, which we just worked out, over the cost price multiplied by 100. So the loss was 25,000 over the 150,000 multiplied by 100 because it's a percentage we're dealing with. So you just do that. We get 1/6 actually, so 16.67. So 16.7% or 16.67%. Why is in the chat if you understand? Now, the people who put 16.6, that may not be correct. You may actually lose the mark for that because I think it's 16.666 recurring. So the 6 actually going to raise up by 1. I don't understand why you're asking why 2. Oh, why is in the chat? Okay, cool. So yeah, so this is the working for loss. This is the that's the working for loss percentage. This is the working for that. This is the working for profit. Now, similarly, if I had to work out the profit, the profit is going to be the profit over the cost price multiplied by 100. So we good to go with it. Right. What's next? What's next for us? Loss, discount, profit. So you'll be seeing lots of questions on this, and the duration in the questions can be endless. So you just need to make sure you know what you know. Let's look at a question involving mark price. So this question will be a little long. Is store sells an item so sells 200 but gives Customer pay. Loyalty card. Well, gives the customer with a loyalty card a 25% discount. How much does the customer pay? P if the store bought the t-shirt for $140, what is the percentage profit? So let's get those two questions done. So well done, Danny. That was quick. That's quick and simple. Get the next part out. Good, we getting some answers there. Nice. Good job, people who send in stuff in the chat. So we didn't run answers for part B though. So the profit was 30%. That sounds a little suspicious. Nah, I don't think that's correct. So if the store bought the t-shirt for $140, what is their percentage profit? Profit will actually be kind of small in this case. So let's see if anybody else gets a percentage profit here. So the store has a t-shirt marked at 200. So the marked price is 200. But the selling price would be the discount off of the marked price. So 25% discount. Well, 25% of 100. So 7.12 sounds a little better. That percentage sounds a little more reasonable. 0.14? Yeah, well, I would know the decimals. How much does the customer pay? So the customer will pay 25% off of 200. So that's the first thing you need to figure out. So you want to work on the discount. You could work it out like this. You could say 25% of 200, and that turns out to be $50, right? And then you see customer pays, or you could write selling price here would be equal to 200 take away 50, which is $150, or 150, right? Or you could have just said that the selling price would be equal to 75%. So you come down and say is equal to 75 by 100 multiplied by the 200, which will carry you straight to the 150. Now how did I get the 75%? Because I did the discount in percentage first. 100 take away 25, and you're good to go. Good to go. So you have two ways to do part E. Now most people choose this way where you find the discount, you see 50 and you take it away from the original. But this is a way that is pretty neat. You can do this as well. And this kind of shows up in a lot of consumer arithmetic questions as well. So let's see how do we get the percentage discount. And we have about 20 more minutes of class again. So we get the percentage discount like this. percentage discount is going to be equal to discount percentage profit, sorry, what am I saying percentage discount for? Profit is going to be equal to the profit over the cost price times 100, right? But what is the profit? Well, if they bought it for the profit, remember the profit is the selling price minus the cost price. If they bought it for 140 and they sold it for 150 in the end, I can't put 200 here. So I think maybe I put 200 to start with. So I have to put 150 here. So this is actually going to be $10 is the profit. So now this $10 needs to come inside here now. So this is actually going to be 10 over the cost price. Cost price is 140. That's how much it costs for the store. 140 multiplied by 100. So this is basically 1 over 14. 1 over 1.4, sorry. I don't know what it is. I'm bluffing. Say 1000 divided by 140, which is actually 7.14%, which is what Darlene got. Any questions? Everybody understands this? Now, if I was doing this properly, I should have done this part first, then come and show this work in here and get on the second part. So I think we're good to go on that profit and stuff there. When you get some more questions, so we'll see how the thing go. So let's step forward a little bit. Let's step forward into the land of simple interest and compound interest. Sorry, hire purchase and mortgages. Mortgages and hire purchase. Now, hire purchase is if you want to buy something and you don't have the money right now. You want to buy the flat screen TV and you don't have the money right now. You tell the store, cool, this costs what? And TVs these days real cheaper. 6,000 TT dollars. You say 6,000. So you tell them, instead of paying cash 6,000 TT, we're going to do it on a hire purchase plan. A HP plan, a hire purchase plan, where I will start off and give her 1,000. Then, for the next 6 months, for 6 months, I'm paying off this whole TV. For the next 6 months, I'm going to give you all 950. Okay, 920. Now, it's not like you cracking the deal with them. They will have a higher purchase plan set out, and the higher purchase plan will be in a way for them to make more money. And they'll sometime in the higher purchase plan they'll have an administration fee and everything. They're just making sure that they don't lose a cent and that they're actually going to make more money just for the fact that you decide to pay over a longer period of time. So you get the ease of you never really feel like a whole $6,000 leave your pocket, but at the end of the day, much more is going to actually leave because you pay 1,000 this first month, then starting from the next month, and some stores will advertise you don't need to pay nothing down. You can just start off, you can just take the TV and then start paying monthly installments. You don't need to even pay anything down. Alright, so you pay 1,000 down in this plan. Sometimes you have different plans. That's how CXC will bring it. You might bring 2 or 3 plans until they pick the best plan and explain why it is the best plan. And you're going to get some questions like that tonight. So you have $1,000 and then you pay 6 months here. So somebody in the chat, work out how much the hire purchase plan actually costs. How much will this hire purchase plan actually cost? In the cash now, they are saying we can pay $6,000, right? So if you had 6,000 cash, you can just fork that out one time. Bap, 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 bap. 6,000 TV, yours. If you don't have it, don't worry yourself, brother. Just give you 1,000. So 6,520 or 6,250. I think any 6,520 sounding more like what I had in mind. Could be wrong. So the actual plan is going to be now you pay the 1,000 plus 12 times, well, not 12 actually, 6 months, 6 times 920. And mortgages, you can mortgage your house, your land, whatever, maybe even cars too. Well, cars could follow the similar kind of payment system. And you do the same thing, you put a down payment and then you pay it off. So when you work out that, you actually get 6520, so I think everybody gets 6520. So let's do an actual question now and see how we'll put our work in to collect our full marks. Tim buys a what? A furniture set for 8,500. George buys the same set on the following plan. Put down here. Installments. Is this 800?
Look, Daddy, I saw another beetle.
You saw another beetle?
It's another spider.
Yes, not. So 19 months. Months 19. So this is his plan. If he pays an additional admin fee of $78, how much? No, I just coming across here because I'm running out of space. How much does George pay? Does George pay? So Tim buys a furniture set for 8,500. George buys the same set on the following hire purchase plan. Down pay 800, installments 500, 19 months, has to pay an admin fee as well, $78. So how much does our partner George have to pay? So we'll call this simple question here. We're gonna have a next question to do very shortly. Nice, 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 nice. Well done. So remember, there are two maths groups. There's a group, like you might see a blue on your group and you might see a red on your group. There's a blue and the red group. I split the groups to make sure that the chat doesn't be too cumbersome. Right? So there's a blue group and there's a red group. So there are actually two maths groups. So 10, 3, 7, 8. 10, 3, 7, 8. 10, 3, 7, 8. So everybody getting 10, 3, 7, 8. So this is how you write down this question. George pays And I wouldn't put anything there. I'll just put the down payment was 800. I'm trying to write so fast here. The installments were 500 by 19. And that works out to be something. 500 times 19, 9500. And the admin fee was 78. So therefore total cost would be equal to the sum of all of that, and everybody is saying that's 10,378. So it will be the 800 plus the 9500 plus the 78, which is 10,378 dollars. All right, so now let's step up the game a little more. So this is like similar to what CXE has. Now you'll have to remember, like during the course of last year, I may have done all the questions in CXE for the last 20 years, more than 3 times, nearly all the questions, based on what I do in school, lessons, and online. The store offers, so I have a strong idea of the type of line of questioning they bring. However, they are changing and getting a little more crafty in their questioning. The store offers the following plans. For buying calibration. So plan A, cash. $49. Plan B, gown P, 2006 monthly installments of $800. Plan C, no down payment. Monthly installments. $900. Kind of off, but we go work with that. So what they'll ask in a question like this for CXC is A, what is the best plan or best buy? And then they'll ask you why, or explain your answer. Explain the answer in party. So go ahead and tell me which one is the best buy and explain your answer. Now, because they don't want you to duck out of working, like some people will say, oh, okay, the best buy is plan A. They will most likely train a question like, how much do you pay for plan B? To just make sure you actually do some working. So I'll just train that question. How much does plan B cost? Does plan B cost? B, what is the best buy? What is the best plan and why? So go ahead and do these two. So this is a little step up here. When we go into mortgages, there's a little more step up, kind of because they're just dealing with bigger numbers and a little more advanced thinking. Oh, you only have about 5. Wow, where did the rest of that time go? We have about 5 more minutes, so fairly finished. 8:50. Well done, Jill. So this question is here. Everything look good. Wow, that we can look perfect there. That we can look perfect there. I love to see good working in a book. As a math teacher, that's be like, yes, Lord. Alright, so plan A, because plan B is that and plan C is that. So well done. Now here's a little trick with this. Well, as obviously plan A is the best plan, but sometimes they might ask you, why would a customer pick plan B over plan A? So anybody can give me that explanation. Why would a customer, and that's actually a CXC question more than once. Why would a customer pick plan B over plan A? Well done, darling. People getting real specific here with why plan A is the best buy. That's great. So what is the best plan and why? So plan P is the best because plan B was way over, and plan B was over, and plan C was ridiculously over. Plan C was like about double the price of the TV, and believe it or not, some of the higher purchase plans almost double the price of the original item. Right, so plan B gives the customer more time to pay off. That is one reason. Not to be able to pay in installments. It gives the customer more time to pay off. And that and all is not so strong. What you want to say for sure, is what Danny wrote. They may not have the cash. So that is where your marks come in. So they may not have the full cash. Fine wine, profit, thing, cost price, selling price. Great, no problem, fine wine. Right? So but as I said, what I'm doing here is like great. This is great. So you don't want to be too. Let me talk to you in the group one time. You don't want to be too. What you're doing here is beautiful. Although, as I said, CXC is changing. So anytime I see somebody getting a little too clingy to formulas, I get a little worried, because that means you need a formula for the go, and that could pose problems. What you need to do is understand the question and be able to formulate an answer rather than just have the formula too. Right? But organizing your formulas is critical. Plan A is better if you don't have the money one time. So yeah, but remember to try and keep my formulas nice and clear for everybody who on that formula learning. So there's no formula here to put in. So everything is good. Everything is good. So plan A is the best buy here because it's way less than the others. But why would a customer choose plan B? Because they're able to pay, not really because they're able to pay in installments, but because they may not have the full cash one time. And the next reason, believe it or not, sometimes they ask you 2 reasons. Can anybody think of another reason? You can, if you're in the exam room now and you have to think of another reason. What's the next reason? What's the next possible reason a customer will use plan B over plan A? What is the next possible reason a customer will use plan B over plan A? Now, it kind of tied into the first reason, but this was an answer that CXC gave. The next reason is that they get use of the item immediately. Bill credit ratings, that's a good one. That's a good one. I take in that as a math teacher because that is true. You can build credit rating by borrowing and paying back on time. Like right now, my credit rating is trash because of something I did back in my UE days with Digicel. I didn't pay off something, and when I went in and checked my credit the other day, I needed to fix my credit. I need to fix up that because when I was in university, I didn't pay my bill on time, and I just switched to B Mobile without clearing off something. I went and clear off that. Anyhow, that's not important. So yeah, build increased credit rating is a feasible answer. Next answer that I saw in CXC feedback is they get immediate use of the item. For example, I think the question was a fridge. A store, a store owner wanted to buy a fridge for his store, and he ended up using the higher purchase plan. Why did he use the higher purchase plan? One, he didn't have the cash one time, and two, he immediately gets use of the fridge if he used the higher purchase plan, so that his store makes money now. And as he's making money now with using the fridge, it doesn't matter with the higher purchase plan. Right? And the next reason that people may use, this is a reason not really for higher purchase, but more for mortgages, like car payments, is that $2,000 now is not the same as $2,000 7 years down the road. So even if you're paying your car installments, the $2,000 is worth less down the road. So you actually gain money on interest. So sometimes it's not that as bad as taking out a car on some specific payments. All right. So plan A, plan B, plan C. And the time is 9 o'clock. So I'm not going to go over the time. We'll call that George for today. So we finished off with higher purchase. I still have just to touch on mortgages a little more. Next week we'll be looking at mortgages. You'll be getting a lot of homework on higher purchase, cost price, selling price, a lot of homework on directed numbers, maybe a touch of revision as well. Assignments will be due as usual by Saturday midnight. You'll get the solutions by Sunday. And I have some more papers to look at just to make sure that I didn't see any people making the same mistakes in questions from last time, but I did the whole homework review here, and I kind of went through almost all the questions, even the one that I left out that I didn't take a picture of. So just a recap of what we did in today's class. We did directed numbers, multiplication and division and addition rules. We did the homework review. We did a little revision exercise to make sure everybody was in the right place at the right time. Now we noticed some problems here and here in using the calculator. So some people still need to buy. They still need to buy this calculator. Remind me to send back the number in the group for the calculator man for those in Trinidad. Or you can check out my YouTube video. Just search Cohen Springer calculator, and it's the last video I had on calculators. Find the exact value. So this was that. Then we did some selling price, cost price, and we did some higher purchase. So next week we'll be continuing fully in consumer arithmetic. The next week we'll be continuing fully in consumer arithmetic. So we have at least 2 more weeks of consumer arithmetic to do. Thanks. And then we'll be going on into algebra. You made milk? Alright. So apparently my son learned to make milk day, which is unbelievable. So yeah, so we're doing 2 more classes of consumer arithmetic, at least 2 or 3, and then we'll be going into the fun stuff, algebra. So I guess that's it. See you all next time. Look out for the homework. The homework will be given either tomorrow, very likely tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But I'm really, as I said, they're killing me out in school because school water going in school, and we only get a short half day to work. Like the whole is just mayhem in my school right now. So hopefully you get the homework by tomorrow. If not the latest, the day after tomorrow. And your homework will be due by Saturday night. Solutions will be up by Sunday. Usual thing. Remember, some of y'all were concerned about, like I was talking about, things popping up in the group and you're not seeing it. You may be in the other group. Ola just sent the contact for the calculator man. So that's cool. So you can just check out Gordon's Technologies. He's the dealer for that. I also have some another item here which he is selling as well, which is really cool. But yeah, he's the best one to buy this from in Trinidad. He has the best price. So go and check him out. This calculator. Right in Shogunas. Or you can just give him a call and see what you can arrange. Good night, everybody. Hold it down. It was a nice class. Nice teaching you all in this medium. Blessings. Keep up the grind.